Hello, we're Stark.
We've got a problem, right? Climate change is on us. Business consumption is a significant portion of that contributor towards climate change, and I feel like we've got a real responsibility to allow businesses access to data and plans and roadmaps and tools, if you like, to allow them to make a difference, right? We can help in our way to put a brake on climate change. I think if I look at what the tool set we've got at the moment, being able to access great data via good metering, via new connections and networks businesses, that puts us in a great position to help customers understand where they are today in terms of where their energy consumption is across all their different types of sites. And then if I look forward, it's like, well, they've got a plan for the future. Each country, each jurisdiction has got its own regulatory framework, which is driving initiatives towards net zero. Some are more advanced than others, some have made different promises, but still the whole thing stays the same, right? You need to understand where you are today, you need to understand where you're trying to get to in terms of your net zero journey, and you need a plan that takes you from A to B. And then you need to monitor your data consumption between A to B, and you can only do that with the constituent parts that we hold today. So, building on the excellence that we've got today in terms of those services, being this enabler for businesses to have a voice and get to net zero themselves. And I think all businesses will probably hold that ambition to get to net zero. What they're worried about is the cost. And I think the difference is like, if you've got great data, you can get to that net zero position for a lower total cost of ownership than you could do than if you don't have that great set of data. So you have a binary choice now as a business. Do I grapple with the problem, or do I put that over there in the to-do pile and I leave that for 5 or 6 years? The risk of putting that to-do pile is by then, actually you've lost a bit of market presence because you haven't published a proper net zero plan, you haven't done anything about it, your consumers get a little bit unhappy. Or you could grasp the nettle and say, look, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to spend some money on this up front now, and I realise the better data quality I get today, the more I can do about it, and the better chance I've got of being successful as a business as a result. So that's a choice that every CEO, every CFO has in the UK. And ultimately they will be judged by their actions. I think all we're saying is that we can help them.